Hey guys, Andrew Beckford here at E3, where I just went hands-on with F1 2019 by Codemasters. F1 2019 was one of my most anticipated racing games of E3 2019 because I knew that there wasn't going to be a new Forza game coming out this year. My first appointment of the day was with Codemasters, where I got to sit down with Lee Mather, F1 2019's game director, where he gave me a quick rundown of all the new features. One of the biggest features has to do with connecting the players to the online community of F1 players. There's now leagues that have calendars so you can sync up when your races are with other people in your league. And if you think maybe you're not good enough to join a league, you can create your own and set different parameters so that you don't have really high-level skilled people and really low-level skilled people causing an imbalance. There are also new weekly events that take a race weekend and stretch it out over an entire week, which makes it a little bit easier for people who have busy schedules to participate. For example, you would do things like practice on Monday, maybe qualify in the middle of the week on Wednesday, and then you have the race on Sunday. Now, when you participate in these weekly events, you unlock customization points. These points are used to unlock helmet designs, racing suit designs, and even custom car liveries. Lee specifically mentioned that there would be even more helmet designs, more suits, and more liveries unlocked over the life of the game. One of the other big features is the introduction of Formula 2. For those unfamiliar, Formula 2 is pretty much the main feeder series into Formula 1. What makes F2 particularly interesting is that when you enter it in career mode, they give you two rivals that you'll be racing against throughout your F2 career. Depending on how you race against those rivals will actually shape the narrative as you progress in your career. If you block your teammate, he'll be really pissed off at you when you go back into the pits, and the media will even ask you about it. Help them out, and you'll do well with your team, but you may be seen as a little bit of an also-ran when you're trying to get a seat in one of the bigger Formula 1 teams. To further accentuate the drama, when you graduate to Formula 1, those rivals and your teammate will come with you, so you'll be racing with them in the big leagues just like you did coming up. There's even more to it, so I suggest you watch my interview with Lee Mather on this channel right after you finish watching this. So the big question is, what's the gameplay like? Normally in this situation, I'd say, well, the handling and physics are very similar to the previous game, but this time there's a whole new element with the F2 cars. I got to drive a Formula 2 car before driving the Formula 1, so I really had a chance to compare and contrast the two vehicles. The Formula 2 car is heavier than the F1 car, it has less downforce, so there's not as much grip, especially in the corners. There were a few times where I almost lost it, but I was lucky enough to save it before completely going around. Because of this, when I made the jump into the Formula 1 car, the difference was night and day. I had so much more downforce, so much more grip. It was almost, I want to say easy, but a Formula 1 car isn't exactly easy to drive. Relatively speaking, it felt like an easier drive than a Formula 2. Now, that's not to say that there aren't advantages to a Formula 2 car. For one, it's kind of more fun to drive knowing that you really have to be on your toes to stay on the track. Secondly, Formula 2 cars are more simplistic than Formula 1. That means there's less to think about, and it's easier to just focus on your line and your corners and your passing. I should probably talk about the obvious thing next, and that's the graphical improvements. I'm not sure if they switched to an entirely new rendering system, but they do have a new lighting system, which means that the people in the game finally look like people. The hair is better, the skin tones are better. It's night and day an improvement over F1 2018. The second thing that the light does is really enhance the environments. The graphics team also did their best to enhance the detail in the background when it comes to buildings, plant life, and atmosphere. Racing at night looks almost photoreal. By now I'm sure you've seen some of the screenshots that have leaked online and some of the gameplay footage from Europe in their marketing tour. I got to play Singapore at night, and the visuals were simply breathtaking. I almost lost it a few times because I was distracted by just how good the environment looked. So I think it's safe to say that so far I'm pretty impressed with what F1 2019 has to offer. And I didn't even dig into everything yet. There's still the classic cars and all the extra goodies you get when you do the Senna and Prost edition. The good news is you won't have to wait long to experience F1 2019 for yourself, as it comes out later this month. To learn more about F1 2019, make sure you watch our interview with Lee Mather, the game director. You can find that in the end card of this video. Stay tuned to Motorola Type's YouTube channel to see more gameplay footage of F1 2019. And if you want to see more videos of all the racing games and racing game accessories at E3 2019, subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that notification bell so you know right away when a new video comes up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.